It's time for Maths with Mr. Thomas.
Yes, it is! Here we go, Chapter 5, Binomial Theorem, and lesson number 1. So, factorials. What are factorials all about? Well, to introduce this, let's use our imaginations. Imagine there is a bench. And imagine we have two people sitting on the bench. Let's call them Astrid and Bonnie. How many different ways can these two people be seated on that bench? Well, what we could have is we could have Astrid and then Bonnie, or we could flip them around and we could have Bonnie and then Astrid. So if there's two people, there are two different ways that they can be seated at the bench. Note that the number of ways 2 is equal to 2 times 1. Let's say we've got another person. Let's say Clark comes to join them. Hello, Clark. How many different ways can the three of them now be seated? Well, what we could have is we could have Astrid, Bonnie and Clark, or Astrid, Clark and Bonnie, Bonnie, Astrid and Clark, Bonnie, Clark and Astrid, Clark, Astrid and Bonnie, or Clark, Bonnie and Astrid. This time there are 3 people, and the number of ways, you can see it there are 6 ways that they can be seated. Note that the number of ways 6 is equal to 3 times 2 times 1. This is because the first person has a choice of 3 empty seats. The second person, when they come along, well, the first person's already sitting down, so they now have a choice of 2 seats. And the last person, when they come along, well, if the first 2 people are seated, they only have 1 choice, so there's only 1 place for them to go. Imagine if David comes along to join them, and he also wants to sit on the bench. How many ways now can they be seated? Well, if you work that out, this is the total number of possibilities. You've got Astrid, Bonnie, Clark and David, and so on. All the other possibilities. 4 people equals how many different ways? Perfect, 24 ways. You can see them all there. Note that 24, the number of ways, is equal to 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Once again, this is because the first person has a choice of 4 empty seats. The next person, when they come along, if the first person is already seated, well, they have a choice of 3 empty seats. After that, if the third person comes along, well, if the first 2 people are already seated, then there will be now 2 empty seats to choose from. And the last person, when David comes along, hello, then it means there is only 1 place for him to go. So the first person has a choice of 4 empty seats, the next person has a choice of 3, the next person has a choice of 2, and the last person has just a choice of 1. What you may be noticing with each of these, if there are 2 people, well, if you do 2 times 1, you get the number of ways. If there's 3 people, you do 3 times 2 times 1, you get the number of ways they can be seated. And if you have 4 people, if you do 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, you get the number of ways the 4 people can be seated. So to work out the number of combinations, all you're doing is you're multiplying the number, in this case the number of people, so 4 people, by all the numbers before that, all the way down to 1. So 4 people, you're doing 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. What we need then is a way of writing this in maths. So if we had 6 people, we don't want to write out 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. We want a quick way of doing it. So a quick way of writing, for example, 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 is to write dun, 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 4 exclamation mark. But we do not say 4 exclamation mark. That is read as, say it with me, 4 factorial. Woo! 4 factorial just means 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. If, for example, you're working out 10 factorial, that just means 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. That button, all you're doing is multiplying that number by all the numbers before it, all the way down to 1. Really, in general, then, if you have n could just be any number, n factorial, it just means n times the number before that. So it'll be whatever n is, take away 1, times the number before that, so it'll be whatever n is, take away 2, all the way down to 1. As we just saw, factorials, they can be used to work out the number of different combinations, and really it's a way of making long calculations quick and simple. For example, imagine if there were 5 people on the bench, how many different ways could they be seated? Well, rather than write it all out and ending up with something that looks like this, but obviously a lot bigger, what we can do is we could just work out 5 factorial. 5 factorial, you could use the calculator for that, because remember, there is a calculator button to allow you to do it. Or you could think, well, 5 factorial just means 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. You can work that out. Should be easy enough, but you get 120 ways. However, when you are using factorials, the numbers start to get quite big quite quickly. If we were working out, for example, 12 factorial, well, 12 factorial, 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times all the way down to 1. If you work that out, you get 479,001,600. Woo! Big number. A special note to add in, 0 factorial. Anybody have any ideas what they think that would be? Nope, sorry, it's not that. Anybody else? Perfect. 0 factorial is 1. What? I know. And it's because, remember, factorials can be used to find the number of different combinations. So it's a number of ways that you can arrange different objects. If you have 0 objects, how many ways can you arrange the 0 objects? Well, there's only one way. There's nothing. It is still a way. So 0 factorial is always just going to be 1. Let's try some examples. Example 1, evaluate 6 factorial. So we're thinking 6 factorial. Remember, n factorial is just n times the number before it times the number before that, all the way down to 1. So 6 factorial means 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which works out to be 720. Negative 4 factorial. Well, what that means is the negative of 4 factorial. And 4 factorial means 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is negative, and then 4 factorial is 24, so it would be negative 24. 0 factorial, Maria? Perfect, it is 1. Excellent. Example 4. Write 7 factorial in terms of 6 factorial. So to do this, first of all, Harry, what does 7 factorial mean? Perfect, it means 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. But we want to write 7 factorial in terms of 6 factorial. Whereabouts does 6 factorial come into play? Well, if you look at this here, you've got 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And really that bit there you can write as, you got it, 6 factorial. So really 7 factorial would be 7 times the 6 factorial. So that is you writing 7 factorial in terms of 6 factorial. Evaluate negative 5 factorial. What would you do for that? Well, if you go to your calculator, put in negative 5, make sure there's brackets around the negative 5, press your factorial button, and you get error. You're right, it does not work. Why does that not work? Well, if you think about it, remember factorials are showing you the number of ways you can arrange a number of objects. You cannot have less than 0 objects. It makes no sense. So negative numbers do not work. Note that is different to example 2. Example 2 we had negative 4 factorial, but we'd work out 4 factorial first of all and then take the negative of whatever that is. But with example 5 we had the negative in the brackets. So here we had negative 5 in brackets, which means it is negative 5. And we're wanting the factorial of that, which we cannot get. Example 6, what is 27 times 8 factorial? Well, what that means is 27 times 8 factorial is 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which works out to be 40,320. And if you times them together, just use your calculator, you get 1,088,640. Woo! Example 7, simplify 6 factorial over 4 factorial. So for this, 6 factorial means 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 4 factorial means 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. What do you notice? Perfect. On the bottom you have a 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. On the top you also have a 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So they will cancel from the top and the bottom, leaving you with just 6 times 5. So your answer will be 30. Example 8, simplify 23 factorial over 20 factorial. So 23 factorials, 23 times 22 times 21 times 20 times 19 and all the numbers before that. But if you look at it, because on the bottom we've got a 20 factorial, what we can do is we can somehow write the top in terms of 20 factorial. And we can do that because 23 factorial means 23 times 22 times 21 times 20 factorial. And then the bottom we've also got that 20 factorial. So if we can get the same factorial on the top and the bottom, what can we do? Cancel! Good, we just cancel them out. Boom, 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 boom. Cancel, and it leaves us with 23 times 22 times 21, which gives us, everybody knows that, 10,626. Just use your calculator. Example 9, simplify 7 factorial over 4 factorial 3 factorial. Once again, to simplify, what we want to try and do is get the same factorial on the top, boo, and in the bottom, boo. So 7 factorial means 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. 4 factorial and 3 factorial, let's leave them just now. And the reason we're doing that is because if you look in the top, you've got a 4 factorial. And in the bottom, you've got a 4 factorial. So you can cancel them out. If we cancel them, it leaves us on the top with 7 times 6 times 5. On the bottom, we're left with 3 factorial. 3 factorial just means 3 times 2 times 1. Where do we go from there? Well, we can do that 2 different ways. You could always think, well, 3 times 2 is 6. I've also got a 6 here. And you can cancel them both out. So you're left with 7 times 5, which is 35 over 1. Or if you don't notice that, you could always just multiply the top. And you end up with 210. Multiply the bottom, you get 6. And then you can simplify that. Either way, you get 35. Example 10, simplify 5 times 10 factorial over 8 factorial, 6 factorial. So once again, with this fraction, you want to try and aim for the same factorial at the top and at the bottom. And we can do that because 10 factorial we can write as 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6. But we can stop at the 8 because it's 8 times all the numbers before that, which is 8 factorial. It means again at the top you've got an 8 factorial here. At the bottom you also have 8 factorial. So cancel them out. Boom, boom, boom. And it means that you are then left with 5 times 10 times 9 over 6 factorial. You could do that different ways. You could do just 10 times 9, which gives you 90. 6 factorial, 6 times all the numbers before it. You could just use your calculator. You get 720. If you work that out, well, 90 divided by 720, that will give you 1 over 8. If you simplify that, which is 0.125, and if you multiply that by 5, you get 0.625. Example 11, simplify n factorial over n minus 2 factorial. So first of all, again, you're thinking, you need to get the same factorial at the top and the bottom. So n factorial means n times whatever n is, take away 1. Times whatever n is, take away 2. So you're just taking 1 off that one. And then times whatever it is, take away another one, and so on. But you get down to n minus 2 factorial. And then in the bottom, you also have an n minus 2 factorial. So once again, it will cancel from the bottom and at the top, leaving you just with n times the n take away 1. What that means is just n bracket n take away 1, multiply out the brackets, and you're left with n squared minus n. Example 12, simplify n plus 2 times n factorial times n plus 1. What you probably want to do here is arrange it so the largest number would go first. So we've got an n plus 2, we've got an n, and we've got n plus 1. So the larger one is going to be n plus 2. Then we're going to have n plus 1, and then finally we have n. So you can write that down as n plus 2 times n plus 1 times n factorial. But if you think about it, what you're doing is you're taking n, you're multiplying it by the number that's 1 bigger than that, and then you're multiplying that by the number that's 1 bigger than that. So rather than write down n plus 2 times n plus 1 times n factorial, you could just simplify that to become what, Ben? Brilliant! N plus 2 factorial. If you imagine it in terms of numbers, let's say n was 10, well that would be 12 times 10 factorial times 11 factorial. Put them in order, you'd have 12 times 11 times 10 factorial, but what you're doing is you'd then be multiplying the 12 by the 11 times the 10 times the 9 times the 8 and so on, so you could just write it as 12 factorial. So with this one, we just leave it as n plus 2 factorial, and that would be it simplified. That is it for factorials for now. Try these questions in the Unit 2 booklet. You're just on page 1. Check your answers as you go. If you need the Unit 2 booklet, send me an email and I will fire it out to you. Boom! Best of luck. Have fun. Bye!